All right, guys, so if you're wondering how to race prep a RS660, and this is a 2026 RS660, excuse the mess, it's been a day, ripping this thing apart, getting it MotoAmerica ready, right? So here's the race body work. Racing MotoAmerica number 142. Now my race number typically is number 4, so I just had to put a 1 and a 2 on either side. But you should, or you have to, remove the ABS lines when you take this thing to the track, or if you're racing with MotoAmerica, right? So the ABS lines, or the ABS control units right here, you can't take the whole thing out because on the other side of it is the brains for your quick shifter, the downshifter, some of the other shit I can't remember, but you can't take the whole thing out. So you have these beautiful little things that HSBK sells, the little ABS plugs. So that's where they go, in those holes. And in order to get all the brake lines totally off without too much drainage and whatnot, you need one of these little mighty vacs. So get you a little mighty vac. I think I got this at Amazon, or on at AutoZone. So you get that on AutoZone. First things first is you want to empty out your reservoir right here. Now I had to relocate my reservoir because I have the Woodcraft clip-ons and rear sets, or triple tree. So empty that, come down here on the right side and loosen up the little banjo. So you want to get that completely off. This is an 8mm. Yeah, I got my finger pretty good taking some bolts off. So loosen up this 8mm, hook up your mighty vac, suck all the fluid out of the line. Then you can take the whole thing, the rest of it off, correct? Then repeat the process on the other side, right? Then you can just take the top one off the master cylinder here and you're good to go. Then you remove the lines on the ABS pump where I showed you. But in order to get all that crap, you have to remove or loosen, I'm sorry, the radiator, which you can see I'm draining because MotoAmerica, you can only run water. You can't run water wetter or anything. Excuse me, so you have to pretty much loosen this thing completely. Loosen this little bracket here because on this bracket is where your ABS lines mount to, which is right there. And in there is this stupid plastic piece that's held on by 2 little tiny screws. So you want to remove, or you have to basically loosen this whole thing, drop it down, loosen this so you can lift it up a little bit, and then you can get to those tiny little screws that are like right here. There's one here and one right there. And then that's what basically is holding the ABS lines, the lines that run to your ABS unit. So now that these are all off, you just basically route them through all this jungle of a mess of lines, and you can pull the whole damn thing out. And then you get these Spengler brake lines, and then you connect the two, and you completely removed your ABS with the plugs, right? Now, I do have the rear kit from Roebling to drop it down with a new rear brake line. So I'll be doing the same exact thing to the rear here in a minute, but that's pretty much what you should do if you're going to be running this bike on the track. Trust me, you do not want ABS. I've already experienced when this thing was bone stock, braking super deep off the back straight at Mid-Ohio, and the ABS kicked in, almost ran off into China Beach. So not fun. What else? I'm trying to think what else you should do as you race prep. Yeah, you should have your little shark fin. I know MotoAmerica requires it, but it's a good idea to have that. Obviously rear sets. I did get the titanium already pre-drilled bolts for the sprocket, countershaft sprocket, and then also the pre-drilled bolts for the brake lines, right? So I've got the banjo bolt for the brake lines, so that's all good to go. And then obviously remove any antifreeze or water wetter. If you're running WERA or CCS, ARMA, whatever, you can run water wetter but MotoAmerica only requires water only. You definitely need one of these steering stabilizers. And trying to think what else. Clip-ons, triple tree, exhaust, mapping, all that good stuff. So, oh, you need this rain light too if you're gonna be running MotoAmerica. So, mounted this Spider rain light on there, and then I have the switch is right here. It's kind of hidden, right? Looks pretty trick. So I just need to wire it all up tomorrow. I have a inline fuse that I'm just going to be running to one of these fuses that powers on the bike when I hit the Jet Prime power ignition. So that's pretty much it, man. But it looks like a complete mess. I know exactly where everything goes. So yeah, follow me along the way as I get this thing ready to race Mid-Ohio here in just 2 short weeks. All right, guys, I will show you a photo of it when it's done. Let's go. Okay, something else I forgot to mention if you're gonna, track a bike, or even just a good rule of thumb to have to put on, is this EVAP Delete Kit by Jet Prime. It's that blue thing right here. So again, if you're gonna be taking all this crap off, because you have to loosen this obviously to get your hands in here to tighten these bolts, get this. It removes all the emissions crap. The module that sits here, it completely removes that. The hose that runs over here and then goes up into the airbox, it removes that, so you're only left with just one hose, and it comes with a little plug that you plug on the other side of the underside of the airbox, and then you remove the charcoal canister that sits right in this little holder right here. I think it's plugged into this blue one, so you completely remove that. They give you some tiny little plugs. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, right there. You plug that one, and then you plug the other one over here. You can kind of see it right there. So you plug those two. Trying to think what else it does. There is like the 2026 doesn't need it. But there is an actual harness plug company that I didn't even use. This right here. Nope, that's the side stand eliminator. There was another one that I didn't even use. I might have it in my other box of shit, but the 2026 doesn't have it, so don't even worry about it. But regardless, it's worth it. Gives you like 0.2 or 3 horsepower, and it's supposed to eliminate like backfires and stuff like that. And it eliminates all the emissions BS, so that's a plus. Anyways, there you go. Peace. Okay, day 2 of getting my bike all put back together after getting it race prepped. I wanted to get on here real quick. Anybody that is running the Roebling underslung or any underslung rear caliper mount, obviously you need longer brake lines, but you also, there's issues. A lot of people have issues that say when they hit their brake, the lever goes all the way down before the tire stops. In order to get a rock hard, like look, that's like barely. Here, I'll try to spin the tire. Can't even spin it. And then you let go, it spins. In order to get a rock hard pedal feel, you need to dismount the caliper, right? Flip it to where this bleeder valve is at the very, very top. So basically you just want to rotate it to where this is at the very, very top, because what happens is when you undersling it like this and flip it upside down, it traps air inside the caliper, and that little bit of air causes the lever to go all the way down and not get you a good pedal feel. So that's a common issue that these have. So just a simple thing, you don't need to take your rear wheel off, just take the 2 bolts that hold the caliper on, take it off, flip it, go ahead and have somebody either hold it for you that's what I did. And then you go ahead and hook your Mighty Vac up to it. And again, the Mighty Vac is so nice. It's this thing right here. If you don't know what a Mighty Vac is, you just connect. Shit, I don't want to get it out because it's all covered in brake fluid. But it has this little reservoir tank, and then you squeeze this handle after hooking it up, hooking the little clear hose up to the bleeder valve. Open up the bleeder valve and just start squeezing, and then you're just gonna have to. This is what I did. Is I just kept filling it as I'm squeezing it with my other hand, and just keep doing it until, and then turn it off, and then you feel if you have a solid lever, you're good to go. So, little tidbit: make sure you're using .4 brake fluid as well. I had some racing stuff, I just can't find it, so that'll have to do for now. I'm about to put the water in the radiator. I'm gonna go down to the local dealership, see if I can get a race spec reservoir holder for the water tank. I don't know if that will pass tech or not. I don't think it will, so that's why I want to go down to the store and see if they have one. But other than that, other than wiring up the back here, which I'm just going to do an inline fuse. I don't know where it's at. Where'd it go? Where'd my inline fuse go? Might be in the box. Oh yeah, here it is. I was just going to do an inline fuse, but unfortunately I bought the wrong size. This is for like a car, so I need to buy the tiny ones for a motorcycle. So I'm going to take that back when I go to the store and hook it up to one of the fuses that powers on when you power the bike on, so that when I hit the switch, the little rain light comes on. Other than that, everything's good to go. I just need to put, the bodywork back together, but the brakes are solid. The front brakes, I should say. So, stops, no problem. Everything's good there. I don't know, just need to get the reservoir in a catch can, safety wire up the rest of the stuff. I'm gonna pen mark all the bolts on here, because these things are notorious for backing out. So I'm gonna go ahead and torque them all down where they're supposed to be, and then pin mark them so that I can just have a visual quick check before I go out on track to make sure none of them's backed off. And it's probably a good idea to do for all of your bolts. Obviously, I got the titanium already drilled and slotted bolts for the calipers, even for the front, so I don't need to do that, but I will do it for these. Any bolts that don't necessarily require to be safety wired, I'm gonna go ahead and do it on. So there's that. But anyways, quick little tidbit on the brake situation, and get her back together here soon. All right, guys.